Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Mike Dean, the sonic visionary behind modern hip-hop early life and musical foundations. Mike Dean, born Michael George Dean on March 1, 1965, in Houston, Texas, is one of the most influential and distinctive producers in modern music. Growing up surrounded by the rich musical culture of Texas, he developed early skills as a multi-instrumentalist, particularly on guitar, bass, and keyboards. Before entering mainstream hip-hop, Dean worked as a touring and studio musician, including a notable period performing with Selena Quintanilla, helping refine her live sound and stage arrangements. Pioneering the Dirty South sound during the 1990s, Mike Dean became a cornerstone of the emerging Southern hip-hop scene. Working closely with legendary acts such as Scarface, the Geto Boys, UGK, and Do or Die, he helped shape what became known as the Dirty South aesthetic, a darker, bass-heavy, synth-driven style that would go on to influence the national sound of rap music. Dean's ability to blend live instrumentation with tough street-oriented production set him apart and quickly made him a go-to collaborator for Southern legends. His work from this era is considered foundational for the growth of Southern hip-hop into mainstream culture. Breakthrough into global stardom in the 2000s. Mike Dean's career accelerated into a new level of influence. He began a long and impactful creative partnership with Kanye West, contributing as a producer, mixer, engineer, and instrumentalist on many of West's most acclaimed albums. His fingerprints can be heard on projects such as The College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Watch the Throne, Yeezus, The Life of Pablo. Dean's smooth synth solos, atmospheric chords, and engineering precision became integral to Kanye's evolving sound. During this period and beyond, he also collaborated with many of the world's biggest artists, including Travis Scott, Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Madonna, Frank Ocean, The Weeknd, Drake, and more. His versatility allowed him to move seamlessly between genres, from hip-hop to pop, electronic, and R&B. Solo artist and experimental composer. Though best known as a producer and engineer, Mike Dean has built a respected catalog as a solo artist. His solo albums, often numbered in a 4/20 or 4:2x sequence, explore ambient music, synthesizer landscapes, and experimental electronic compositions. These projects highlight his love for analog synths, cosmic textures, and long-form instrumental journeys. In these works, Dean positions himself not just as a collaborator but as an auteur, crafting immersive sonic experiences that reflect decades of technical mastery. Artistic signature. Mike Dean has a creative identity all his own. He is recognized for lush, cinematic synth arrangements, layered atmospheric textures, heavy use of analog synthesizers, live guitar and keyboard performances within hip-hop, precision mixing and mastering, a futuristic, space-infused sonic palette. His ability to merge musicality with modern production technology has made him one of the most respected figures in contemporary music. Legacy and continuing influence. With a career spanning more than 3 decades, Mike Dean remains one of the most sought-after producers and engineers in the industry. His influence stretches across hip-hop, pop, electronic, and experimental music. Younger artists view him as both a mentor and a pioneer, and his sound continues to evolve with each new collaboration and solo project. Whether shaping the defining albums of global superstars or building his own universe of ambient synth odysseys, Mike Dean stands as a true architect of modern sound, a visionary whose impact will be felt for generations. Mike Dean, the architect of a generation's sound, extended profile, early musical identity and influences long before Mike Dean became one of the most influential producers in hip-hop. He was a dedicated musician fascinated by sound, texture, and equipment. As a teenager, he immersed himself in genres ranging from classic rock to funk, jazz fusion, Tejano music, and early electronic pioneers. This diverse musical palette shaped the hybrid style he would later bring to hip-hop. Dean mastered several instruments at a young age: guitar, where he developed his signature soaring guitar solo tone; keyboards and synthesizers, which would later define his atmospheric cosmic sound; bass and piano, adding rhythmic and melodic versatility. His early professional work playing with Tejano bands gave him touring experience, discipline, and a deep understanding of live performance, something that would later translate into his work on major stadium tours with top artists. Rise in Houston. Building a regional legacy in the late 1980s and early 1990s, Houston was developing a unique hip-hop identity. Mike Dean became a key architect in that movement, working closely with pioneers who helped define the Southern sound. Signature contributions to the Dirty South. Dean's work during this period included atmospheric synth pads that felt cinematic and dark deep, rumbling bass lines that anchored tracks with Southern swagger, crisp mixing that allowed every lyric to hit with clarity, live instrument layers that made the music stand out from East and West Coast styles. This era earned him the reputation of being the silent giant behind Houston's rise, a figure whose musical precision elevated the region's sound. The Kanye West era. Redefining modern music. Mike Dean's partnership with Kanye West is one of the most significant creative collaborations in 21st century music. Dean served as producer, mixer, mastering engineer, synth player, guitarist, creative consultant, live performer. His role often extended beyond technical tasks. He helped shape the sonic identity of full albums. Some defining contributions include 1. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Dean's lush synths, orchestral layering, and immaculate mixing helped this album become one of the most critically acclaimed works in modern music. 2. Yeezus. His aggressive electronic textures, industrial synths, and experimental engineering helped create a sound unlike anything in mainstream hip-hop at the time. 3. The life of Pablo. Dean's ability to unify chaotic, collage-like production into a cohesive experience was vital to the album's success. 4. Watch the Throne. As co-producer and mixer, Dean helped deliver the grand, luxury sound that defined the project. Mike Dean's musical fingerprints appear across nearly all of Kanye's major albums, frequently in the form of final mix polishing, soaring synth solos, or subtle arrangement decisions. Collaborations beyond Kanye. Mike Dean's influence spans way beyond his work with Kanye. Throughout the 2010s and 2020s, he became the secret weapon for many global stars. Travis Scott. Dean and Travis Scott formed a powerful creative partnership. Dean contributed heavily to Rodeo Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight Astroworld Utopia. His synths, mixing, and atmospheric production helped define Travis Scott's trademark sound. The Weeknd. Dean added depth and cinematic elements to The Weeknd's dark, futuristic R&B style. He also performed in The Weeknd's concerts, delivering dramatic live solos. Beyoncé. Dean contributed to refining the sound of Beyoncé's genre-expanding music, helping her push into more experimental, textured production styles. Frank Ocean, Madonna, Jay-Z, Drake, and many others in each collaboration. Dean's role varies, but his distinct musical sensibility is always evident. Solo career. The cosmic architect. In the last several years, Mike Dean began releasing his own albums, meditative, atmospheric works built around modular synthesizers, long-form compositions. and mood-driven soundscapes. Characteristics of Dean's solo work: long ambient passages, heavy modular synth experimentation, minimalist drums or no drums at all, futuristic, space-themed tones, emotional, introspective melodies, tracks that feel like cinematic journeys. These projects have expanded his identity from producer and engineer to complete solo artist with a loyal fanbase. Production philosophy and technical mastery. 1. Synthesizer expertise. Dean is known for his mastery of analog and modular synths. His studio is filled with classic and modern synths.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.